Are we live? Are we live? Yes, I think we are. Let me move a little bit like this because of the TV. The TV is okay, actually. It's the light behind me that was making. Hi, guys. Can you hear me? Welcome to the live stream. Let me see if I can hear myself. I'm using my son's cell phone. I want to make sure. Bismillah. How are you? Welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. My name is Nia, by the way. If you are new to this channel, we are here to discuss important issues, to have fun, to be real, authentic, to learn from one another, to inspire each other, empower every single day. Women, men, young adults, people that want positive vibes, good energies. Come, come, come. I want to check one thing just to make sure I can hear myself properly. Just to make sure I can hear myself properly. Yeah. Just to make sure I can hear myself properly. Awesome. Wonderful. Yeah. I have my 12-year-olds. Sound fun. Yes. So the live stream tonight is all about my book that I co-authored in 2021. You were made to be unstoppable. This amazing lady, she lives in Arizona. She's my mentor. Her name is Nimstant. She met me on YouTube, no, not on YouTube, on Facebook in 2020. And I started sharing my story of domestic abuse, how I overcame, how I left toxic, abusive relationships in the past. I was very embarrassed at the beginning, but I started sharing. And she was very intrigued and impressed. And she asked me if I would like to collaborate because she's about to write a book series, including amazing stories of powerful women, strong females, entrepreneurs, business owners, people from all walks of life. And she really liked my story, the little bit that I shared online. And I said, yes, count me in, sign me up. So I ended up, it took me about 3 weeks and I was done. It's just like I had this inspiration from God above and I kept writing, writing, writing. And it came up as a beautiful book. It's in this book. It's on page 83. It's about 5 pages. And it talks about how I arrived here in America from Europe. And I was raised in south of France by amazing African parents. They are Muslim. This is my picture here. That was in 2021. This one copy, I received it in February 2021 on the 8th. And we got published on Amazon February 1st, if I remember correctly. And she actually gifted me a whole bag full of books, a whole box full of books. And some books I gifted to people, I gave for free. Some I ended up selling. So I got some customers. They were so happy. They read my story and they said, wow. Some of them were speechless. Some of them were, ooh, you went through a lot, girl. I would never have imagined. So my story, yes, a few pages. So the live stream is about my story. So let's read from the beginning. If you have just arrived, thank you. My name is Nia-ma. I appreciate you for being here on this live stream. I'm here to help you if you are going through some hardships, if you are dealing with abuse, with depression, panic attacks, anxiety, thoughts of ending your own life, guess what? I've been there. Yes. Off and on, over the years, over 15 years, I had thoughts of ending my own life. I had feelings of not being worthy of living, not being worthy of love from a man, from anyone. And that comes from childhood trauma. Yes. But here I am, 25 years later, still here in America, trying to leave New York City for so many times, but never was able to. And I think God has a purpose for me being here in New York. So He's saying, not yet. You're not ready to leave New York. Not yet. So, yes, here in Learn with Nia is a safe platform, no disrespect, no toxicity allowed. I will ban, I will block, I will delete comments that are inappropriate. We are here to have fun, to get to know each other, to share stories. You have suggestions, you have ideas, always welcome them. Please put them in the chat. I will look at the chat from time to time while I'm reading my book. I want to share my story so you get to know a little bit who is me, Nia-ma, okay? I could not have written this book without the amazing assistance of Nim Stant, who offered me the opportunity of a lifetime. I am able to collaborate with Nim and other powerful, unstoppable women. Founder of Go All In TV, Amazon best-selling author, Nim has given me this gift of having my first book in print. What an incredible way to end this year, 2020, which has been filled with uncertainties. So many tragedies, lives that were lost due to this coronavirus pandemic. So sad to know that I lost some relatives in Senegal to this terrible virus. One of them is a cousin who had just given birth to her sixth child, a beautiful daughter. 2 days after giving birth, my cousin died. She was 40. Also, two of my neighbors have passed away in May 2020 due to COVID 19. We used to go to their apartment, my children and I. Crazy to think that they are no longer here. I recall for how, for the past 17 years, we were friends, ate together, laughed together, spent time watching Telemundo while sharing each other's pain and struggles of being immigrants in the United States of America. That neighbor I called Mama would also give me advice and remind me to be careful because, as she used to tell me, not everyone who smiles at you is a friend. She and her husband Kano were truly kind, hospitable, and so welcoming each time I would see them in the building. What a tragedy indeed. I was fortunate enough to have been part of their lives. I still have one of the gifts she gave me, a very nice purse for my money and credit cards. Talking about gratitude, I am extremely thankful for Nim Stant, who has been an inspiration to thousands of people all around the globe. It is such an honor to have joined her. Nim Stant is a blessing in my life. Everyone has been blessed. It is up to us to recognize the signs and blessings granted to us in order to have a great life and reach our goals. I'm just checking to see. That's my phone, my own phone. I want to make sure I'm coming loud and clear so you can hear me properly. Loud and clear so you can hear me properly. Yes. Loud and clear so you can hear me properly. Yes. Loud and clear so you can hear me properly. Perfect. Name stand. is a blessing in my life. Everyone has been blessed. It is up to us to recognize the signs and blessings granted to us in order to have a great life and reach our goals. Life in itself is a blessing. What is a life changing moment that helped you? Everybody has a life changing moment that will define who they will become years down the road. My life changing moment was when I was the victim of domestic abuse in 5 different relationships. This experience, even though tragic, made me become an unstoppable woman. As a married woman to an abusive man I had met through some friends after arranging our religious wedding, I faced terrible emotional trauma. I lived with someone I did not really know, someone that scared me to the point where I was walking on eggshells as soon as I would hear the key opening our apartment's door, located on Eastern Parkway and Utica Avenue, a vibrant Jewish and Jamaican neighborhood in Brooklyn. Armed with courage to leave, I chose to get out of that toxic relationship and run to my friend in the Bronx. My abusive husband begged me to come back, claiming he would change, and instead of listening to my inner voice that advised me to escape the abusive marriage, I unfortunately came back only to suffer more emotionally. Eventually, I became pregnant a second time after a verbal abusive argument and not giving my consent to any sexual intercourse but being forced. I felt so ashamed, so hurt, so abandoned and alone as he was just there having sex with me. After he was done, I went to shower, fell asleep, and slowly became like a zombie in my own house. I was slowly becoming depressed. My mind was not there despite me being there with my body. I was anxious. Fortunately, I had a strong faith in God, and I would keep reading the Quran, which is the book that connects us directly with God. Amazingly, the stories in the Quran helped me not to give up, especially the story of Prophet Joseph, whom we call Yusuf in Arabic. You see, Joseph was betrayed by his own brothers, who decided to throw him into a well. He was found by some Bedouins who sold him as a slave to a rich man who happened to be the assistant of the king. Moreover, Prophet Joseph was sexually harassed by the wife of his master, and rather than give in to her advances, he said yes to life in prison in the hope someday he would get out. Despite all the challenges and tests Yusuf faced, he was successful and had a triumphant life after all these trials. Prophet Joseph was unstoppable. Furthermore, another story kept me steadfast during my hardships while I was homeless. The story of Prophet Jesus, who went through humiliation and torture. It was necessary for me to go through all these tribulations, although I did not see it that way at the beginning. Initially, I believed I was cursed by God for disobeying my father, who had told me not to go to America to marry a total stranger. However, after carefully reflecting upon my life, knowing my intention and my good heart, I felt confident that this was just a test and I would pass. It would pass. Suddenly, I knew deep down that I will one day be happy and successful. I had hope. As a result, I lived in 3 shelters for battered women before getting my 2-bedroom apartment in Lower Manhattan. Most definitely, life as a homeless person was difficult at first. I spent many nights frequently crying, wondering why God was letting all these bad events happening, happening to me, not knowing that it was for a greater purpose to transform me into a stronger woman. Even though things were quite hard, my faith, plus my 3 children at the time, my will to make it through, All these gave me the drive to continue being good to others, to neighbors, strangers, and ultimately smile, not showing the pain and agony I was feeling deep down. You see, my friend, I wanted a better life. And I knew that my family in France was worried and wanted me to have a better life. In addition to being concerned about me and the children, they were agonizing after finding out my third child had been kidnapped by his own father who lost his mind, literally, and lied to the court, the police, and children's services, claiming that I was doing drugs and giving marijuana to my children too. As a result of my 4 months old son missing, I had lost 25 pounds, was more depressed and terrified, not knowing where to go look for my baby. Regrettably, I had married another man, barely knowing him, and that second husband was bipolar as well as an alcoholic suffering from schizophrenia, multiple personality disorder. What a recipe, wouldn't you say? Only by the grace of God Almighty, after an entire month of my child missing, was I reunited with my baby. This story is almost unbelievable, yet it really happened exactly like this. After 4 years of mental anguish, back and forth visits to the family court on Lafayette Street near the famous Canal Street, Chinatown, ongoing trips to several local police precincts, one morning I had a divine inspiration to go to Brooklyn Family Court and ask for help. As I arrived, who did I see walking? My son's father. He was so confused to see me there. He was as shocked as he was, but quickly started going towards him to demand that he give me back my son. He began walking away from me as he left the building. It was my only chance to get my baby back, so I ran to a phone that was hanging on the wall since I did not have a cell phone to dial 911. So I used the courthouse phone and sounded hysterical, crying, almost screaming for help, explaining as fast as I could what was going on. After telling the operator that my husband had kidnapped our 4 months old son and refused to bring him back home to me, I gave his physical description in order for the security guards downstairs to prevent him from leaving the building and disappearing. My son was not with him. I had no idea if my son was dead or alive, where he was, and if he had been crying for me, his mother. The court officers questioned my husband, interrogated me in a separate room, then took the court documents I had in my possession and served my husband, telling him a warrant for his arrest would be issued if he did not return our son to me. I was so relieved. I was so grateful to these officers. I was shaking. I thanked God inwardly and prayed for the safe return of my baby boy. 2 days later, I got my son back. Talk about miracles. That was a miracle indeed. Only God was guiding me that morning to go to Brooklyn, seek help. Once again, I was unstoppable, just did not realize how much back then. After that traumatic event, I struggled financially. It was 2008, the same year when the economic crash happened. I went to churches and mosques for food pantries, as well as to ask for financial aid. By the grace of God, I received some money, but not enough to take care of my 3 children. So I cried a lot, thinking about ways to earn money to take care of my family. I looked for work, but never got hired. Consequently, I went online and found an ad for a job as a webcam adult model. So I applied. I was desperate to find something to do in order to make some money to buy food pay bills, and not lose my apartment. And bam, just like that, I got hired on the spot. I knew it was wrong, especially as a Muslim woman covering from head to toe in those days. Yet I could not think of another way. So I started undressing in front of my computer screen for money. I was an online sex worker, an online sex entertainer, dancing in front of perverts and lonely men. I did it despite the fact that I was ashamed of myself. I kept doing it because I was so scared of being homeless again. I refused to be homeless and have my children live in that environment. My kid did not deserve that life. I did not deserve that life. I had come to America to live according to God's teachings and be a good wife and a mother. And look at me, performing on the screen, wearing nothing but a bra and some undies, facing some horny men who were probably also taking pictures and videotaping me without my knowledge or consent. What gave me the strength to do it day after day, night after night, was the thought of my three children being hungry and being in need. All I was thinking was my kids and earning enough to never have to worry about money ever again. At the time, I didn't really think or care what people would say because my mind was on a different level. Eventually, by the grace of God, a year later, I met a man who told me about a vocational school where I could earn a degree in hospitality, be in the hotel or restaurant industry, and earn a lot of money. So, being unstoppable by nature, I left the adult online business, went back to school, got an education, accumulated over $15,000 in student loans, but happily graduated in hotel and restaurant management at the Career Academy of New York by Union Square. At that program, I met awesome educators and students who gave me hope and instilled in me the strong determination to use my hardships to my advantage and recognize that I was blessed, not cursed. Based on my experience, I can share three pieces of advice: be patient, be ready, and be open minded. Being patient was taught from my story of rape, abuse, struggles, and staying in toxic relationships that later on made me stronger and got me ready for the next years of trials and tribulations I was to face. And ready I was. I took advantage of an opportunity to share my story of courage, of strength, and not giving up to write this book so you, my amazing reader, can be inspired, empowered, and live the best version of yourself. My main goal writing this book is to give a voice to the voiceless and help victims of abuse, especially emotional abuse, because this is a subject that is very much misunderstood. Last piece of advice, but not least, is being open minded, which means to be humble and allow others to teach me and show me a different perspective, in which reminds me of my amazing mentor, Ed Mallett, who talked about rise in the face of adversity, with Les Brown, who inspired Ed to become the man he is today. Ed Mallett and Les Brown talk about, and I quote, the keys to thriving during these difficult times and how to unleash your story of greatness that already lives within you to become the ultimate version of yourself. Indeed, to be the best version of myself, I had to conquer my fears and my shame. Fear to disappoint my parents and my five siblings looking up to me. Feeling of shame that I was not enough. I am enough. You too, my amazing reader, you are enough. We are enough. I will never let fear or shame control me. Never, ever again. It took me years of self reflection, therapy, and counseling to be where I am today. and I am extremely grateful to all the people who have contributed to this achievement. Yes, I was abused as a child, sexually and physically, as well as emotionally. True. My mind had blocked the trauma for years until I was 20, when all of a sudden, pieces of blurry images started flashing back in front of my eyes. My brain had protected me all those years. One of my mentors, Andy Frisella, said, sit down and decide what you want as clear as possible in as much detail as possible, and then work every day toward it. And that is exactly what I have been doing. I want to make this world a better place. I want my story to make someone smile. I wish with all my heart that it will empower somebody who wants to give up. Instead of despair, they decide to give it all, to go all in, like Nim Stan says in her amazing book. Life has taught me that it is impossible to achieve success without some help from someone, from others along the way. One particular person I am forever thankful for is my mother. She was diagnosed with bone marrow cancer in 2013 after 1 year of suffering with a lot of muscle pain. My mom went through the pain for almost 12 months before finally going to see a doctor. By then, the cancer had spread, yet she remained steadfast, focused on healing her body, being a rock to her family, and a great inspiration to me. My mother has always been supportive of me all these past 20 years while I was going through depression, domestic abuse, anxiety, and panic attacks, which I was hiding from a lot of people here in America. I pretended that I was happy, that I had an amazing life, almost a perfect life. No such thing as a perfect life. I even contemplated to end my life in July 2019, but God saved me. God has always been there for me. This is what 2020 has reinforced in me, that deep seated belief that God is in charge. God gives his hardest battles to his most courageous servants and soldiers. My battles are from God, and ultimately they are a blessing to help me remain this unstoppable woman. This life is a test, and what happens to us in reality happens for us. When my mother told me she was grateful for her cancer and that her illness was actually a blessing, this made me realize how blessed I have been all this time. My mother's words made me reflect on my life, on the precious life any of us has, and how important it is to not dwell on things that do not matter or that are of the past. Furthermore, I realized that more people are suffering and going through worse than what I have been through. So I want to make a difference before I leave this world. My hardships, my struggles, the difficulties I experienced have been blessings in disguise. I was raised by an unstoppable woman. Things happened for us to make us truly see the beauty of life and our journey here on earth. As my last words to you, my amazing reader, in order to be unstoppable like Neem Stant, like myself, like the beautiful entrepreneurs, the amazing women who joined together with me to inspire you, a few more pieces of advice to you. Have an optimistic outlook on life, be of service to others, be grateful, be a leader in your community, make an impact in others, in people's lives. Why not start your YouTube channel, helping others live more fulfilling and meaningful lives? You are passionate about something, then tell the world. Teach millions of people how to be great doing what they love. Just be of service. Chris Winfield, CEO of Super Connected Media, told us to remember how far you have come. while his fiancée, Jen Gottlieb, the co-founder of Superconnector Media, said, "When you care about yourself, you will change your life." They both helped me during a time when I was really depressed. With their Be on TV challenge and their Be Seen Accelerator program, they both opened doors for me to expand my horizons and my mind. Thanks to Chris and Jen, I met the wonderful Neem Stant. Then, being a published author, one of my teenage dreams finally just came true. I am a published author, I'm a published writer at 47 years old, and this is the first day of January 2021. What an amazing way to start the new year. And I owe this blessing to Nimstant, Chris, and Jen, three brilliant, loving, and caring human beings. In closing this book, read my favorite life lesson quote: "What does not kill you makes you stronger," which is also the title of my next book. This statement encourages me to not give up in the face of affliction. I am stronger, wiser, and more resilient thanks to my struggles. I am unstoppable. I am Nia-ma. I am the greatest success thanks to what I have been through. I embrace it all. You too, my amazing reader, you are unstoppable. You were made to be unstoppable. As Chris and Jen said, one thing to remember: you can have everything in life you want if you will just help other people get what they want. It is your time to shine. Do you want to know why? Do you want to know how? Join me on LinkedIn. That's the end of the story of my book. And then I have my bio at the end of the book, sharing here. Nee-ya-ma. So at the time when I was published, I was under my ex-husband last name, Griffin. So this is why it says Nee-ya-ma Griffin, born in Dakar as Nee-ya-ma, raised in south of France, is an entrepreneur, author, living in New York City, mother of four, former victim of domestic abuse, sister to five younger siblings, daughter to two Senegalese Muslim parents, all living in Europe, where Nee-ya-ma studied foreign languages. In 2016, pursuing her passion for helping people, Nee-ya-ma fired her employer at Rojas Center, making her dream of being a business owner on Wall Street come true, thanks to Michelle Bonavitacola of Jointer and several generous individuals who donated to her GoFundMe account, including her childhood best friend Sabine Ferrato, who flew from France, Marseille, to New York to personally hand Nee-ya-ma some money because she also believed in her and was contributing to Nee-ya-ma's dream. By January 2017, Nee-ya-ma got certified with the IRS as an income tax preparer. Then in June 2018, after meeting Luis Cordones, she was mentored by Gary Dennis and Fredo Barber to become a licensed financial coach. When she is not writing books or struggling with rheumatoid arthritis or helping people build generational wealth, prepare for retirement, save more money, learn about investment accounts to protect their health, their families, and their assets, Nee-ya-ma is found spending time with her sons and her daughters who inspire her to be this unstoppable woman. This This is the book, yes, that I wrote all by myself, thanks to Nimstan, who allowed me to be part of this amazing book series. You were made to be unstoppable. Yes. I'm so grateful. I'm so, so thankful because it has opened doors. Definitely. It has helped me to come out of my shell, to regain my self esteem, self confidence, to be more out there, more open, and to truly realize that in this life, your hardships, your struggles, all the trials and tribulations that you are going through, the pain, the sorrow, the headaches, the heartaches, they are blessings in disguise. They are blessings in disguise, indeed. Let me make sure I can still hear myself. Let me make sure. Yes, very good. Because I don't see any comments. I don't know if someone's been in the chat or not, but if you are here, thank you so much. Welcome. This is Learn with Nia, where we celebrate life, where we stay true to ourselves, we are authentic, we are real, we don't allow fakeness, phony, shady people, and we definitely don't like toxicity, negative vibes. Uh-oh, no, no, no. And we are here to inspire one another. I learned from you, you learned from me. I gained some information, you also learned some things about me, about my life, about the things that I have experienced. And I want to hear also from you. I know a lot of people are not finding courage to speak up, to share what they've been through of abuse as children, but it's very important because you don't know. Many lives have been lost simply because we remained silent. We did not speak up, we didn't speak out, we didn't tell. And then some women, some men lost their lives. So it's very important because we're doing a disservice to people when we don't tell, when we don't share. I know there's a stigma, there's some shame, but we need to really, really think about others. I know some people are timid, they're shy, they don't know where to turn to, where to start. Just start right here on YouTube, on your social media platform, or just share with a friend, a relative that you trust. It's so important. You can go to a neighbor house if you trust your neighbor enough and tell them, listen, this is what happened to me when I was 7 years old, when I was 8, when I was 10, 12. There's a guy that I listen to. I watch his podcast. His name is Clark Fredericks, I think, the last name. And he was abused as a child. A man assaulted him sexually, and he was a police officer. And he got so traumatized because of the abuse. He confronted the man, his abuser, and ended up actually ended his life. Yes. And so he went to jail, of course. And prison was a blessing because of the story. He was on television. He got interviewed by so many people, so many different news outlets. And now he has his own podcast when he's sharing other people's stories and journeys and experiences and childhood trauma. And he's helping people. And that's what we are here for. God put us here on earth to help one another, to be of service. You see how I was reading my story and I say, be of service. And this is something I'm always repeating and always sharing. Be of service. Help someone. It's a circle. We are a family. Human being is one race, the human family race. We are siblings from the first man and the first woman, Adam and Eve, our first parents. So we are here to help one another. And it doesn't matter our skin color, our religious persuasion, beliefs, backgrounds. This is the reason that we are put here on earth to help, to support, to assist one another, regardless of our politics, beliefs, political beliefs, being Democrat, Republican, conservative, all that doesn't matter. What matters, what truly matters is what you have inside your heart and how you treat other people, how you respond when people are being disrespectful. Are you returning it? Are you being also disrespectful? When people are wronging you, doing evil things to you, are you doing the same thing or are you forgiving? Are you being compassionate? There's some instances, yes, where you can seek revenge. When you know how the Bible say eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Yes. But we have to forgive. This is why I'm here today, because I have forgiven. the people that wronged me, the people that abused me when I was a child, when I was younger. I'm going to be 52 years old, yes, in a few months, in January to be exact, the 13th. And I have forgiven the men that abused me, the men that traumatized me when I was a kid, the men that took advantage of me sexually, financially, that married me just to get a roof above their head, men that truly humiliated me, ridiculed me, mocked me, made fun of me in public, in private, men that were violent towards me. I have forgiven them. Men that used me in any way, shape, or form. I have forgiven them. And this is why I'm here today, smiling, laughing, having a good time, living my life, and being of service, making a difference, leaving a positive impact. When I go out, I smile, I greet people, people I know, people I don't know. I say hi, how are you? I greet salams. Some people look at me, ignore me. Some look at me like I'm crazy. Some people dismiss me. Some people respond back. Some people smile back. What matters is how I respond. My reaction to their treatment of me, to how they conduct themselves. That is what important because it's between me and my creator at the end of the day. I believe in God, one creator. I'm a Muslim. I cover up when I'm outside. When I'm indoor, I don't wear all that. Somebody once said, "Do you shower with this?" Of course not. When I'm home, in the comfort of my home, I'm just like everybody else. I can walk around even, and I have done it many times, without any clothes on, unless when my kids here. But yes, I do this so people know who I am. I'm a Muslim woman. They recognize me as such and they leave me alone. I mean, men. And even though I dress conservatively, I still get people flirting with me, asking for my number, trying to get with me, and I still deny. Access denied. But yes, so yes, we are put on earth to help each other. And we are different, we speak different languages, we come from different backgrounds for a reason. Because if everybody was exactly the same, it would be so boring. So God never makes mistakes. He made us different, different skin colors, different ethnicities, different countries, different accents, way of speaking, and each of us can bring something. We can be a benefit to others. We share ideas, we have suggestions, different experiences, and we share that. So I'm learning from you, you're learning from me. And my channel mainly here is about educating about Islam, but it's also about bringing laughter. It's about, I share a lot. It's about sharing the truth, letting people know what's going on around the world, like the genocide in Palestine, for example, which is a reality. It is happening. Americans been there, soldiers, medical staff, doctors, surgeons, nurses. They have witnesses. They have seen it. Christian people, Jewish people, atheists, Buddhists. They have seen it. So you can no longer deny or reject the truth of the matter. The reality is that there's an ongoing massacre, slaughtering children right and left. There's so many orphans in Gaza, in Palestine, in other parts of the world, Syria, Yemen, Lebanon, Sudan. Right now, it's suffering. They are doing atrocious things. The crimes against humanity is horrible. It's truly terrifying as a society to see with all these advances, technological advances, but yet some people are still so evil and wicked. And as a race, the human race, we're supposed to come together, we're supposed to help one another, we're supposed to bring joy and happiness and ease the pain where some people are so dark inside, so wicked. Ah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes I wish that the day of judgment would come like yesterday. I believe as a Muslim in the day of judgment that one day after we die, we get resurrected, even though we can be dying and drowning in sea or burn alive, put on, set on fire. God is still going to bring us all back to life. Just the way how Jesus, peace be upon him, Prophet Isa, he brought the dead back to life with the permission of God. As we Muslims believe it and Christians believe it, we are all going to be resurrected, going to be brought back to life, standing for Judgment Day. And sometimes when I see the atrocities, the oppression and injustice all around the world, not just in Africa or in the Middle East, also in Europe, also right here in America where I live, where I've been here for the past 25 years. I said, thank God there's a day of judgment because a lot of people, they need to go to hell, Jahannam, that's in Arabic. They definitely need to go to hell and they will go to hell. I truly believe God is so just, so merciful, but He's also so forgiving, so loving, and He keeps forgiving me. Sometimes I get so angry and I say things that I regret. So this is where I ask God, please forgive me. I didn't mean it, but I'm so frustrated and it's so aggravating. And you want to do something, but you don't have the power to. So all you can do is speak and hate it in your heart, right? So you can show how furious and angry you are. This is my jihad. Yes, jihad is an Arabic word that means struggle. So struggling every single day. Oh, I see a comment. Someone say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sister. Wow, thank you so much for being here. Let's see if I can I pin your comment? Yes, I can pin your message. You're the first one to message. Thank you so much. Welcome. I don't know how to say your name, so I'm not going to say it. Thank you. Are you a brother, by the way? I think you're a brother. I've seen you on the SMK channel and that's connected to Islam. Thank you so much for being here. I was reading from my book earlier. Did you hear? I was reading from my book, my story. Alhamdulillah. I'll have another book also that I want to. Sorry for the light behind me. That's for my beautiful ladies. This is a book you can check out online, Winning Her Business, for all the ladies that are entrepreneurs, that are business owners, that are go-getters, that have struggling, that are struggling, but they want to do something. They want to achieve great things. They want to make a difference. They want to give back to the communities. This is an amazing book to read. Oh, yes, you are a brother. Alhamdulillah. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, you will hear me from time to time using some strange words. It's Arabic words. So if I say Alhamdulillah, that means all praise be to God. If I say Bismillah, that means in the name of God, Allah. If I say Subhanallah, it means all glory be to God. If I say La ilaha illallah, that means there is no God worthy to be worshipped but God, Allah. If I say Astaghfirullah, it means I seek forgiveness from God. What else? Sometimes you can hear me say, mainly, yes, those ones. Alhamdulillah, I say that a lot. All praise be to God. What else I wanted to share with you? I shared about the book, I read my story, so you get to know me better. So now you know I'm a mom. I'm not married. I was married. I have quite some baggage when it comes to my love life. Um, I was married to men. I can't say the wrong men because I have four amazing, beautiful children, and I will do it all over again. Of course, there's nothing I would change actually. because I wouldn't be who I am today and have this beautiful family, my little family, my crazy, crazy four children that drive me crazy, but they have shaped me into this woman I am today. They have made me be this great mom. I have not always been so great, of course. I have neglected my children when I was doing therapy, when I was going through depression and anxiety. And this is what happens when you are so focused on you. Because this is what I was. I was depressed and I was so focused on myself. It was all internal, internal. It was me, 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 me. And this is why I say a lot of people, they can cure their depression so easily by just redirecting. Instead of, oh, what's going on to me? Oh, this somebody did this to me. I'm angry, I'm furious. Turn it around and direct it to somebody else, meaning be of service, volunteer. I volunteered, I was a teacher, I taught French at my daughter's school. I volunteered at the food banks in Brooklyn. Years ago, I would go to different churches and volunteer, give my time, my effort, and help. And I met amazing people, subhanallah. And it will help you because that's how I healed, of course, by the grace of God. I truly believe, by the permission of God, Allah, but also by doing the actions of, first of all, admitting that I had an issue, that I was depressed, but that even though it was hurting me inside, eating me up, I can get rid of it. And how I did that is I started turning back to the Quran, reading more of the Quran, reading different books, listening and watching podcasts, listening to other people's stories of abuse, of despite all they have went through, they changed their lives around. Some people, they were prostitutes, women of the street, and they became program directors, managers, influencers. So it taught me that even though I have a dark past, I did horrible, bad things, that's all in the past. I no longer do these things. I am a different person. I'm a different woman. I am a changed person. And you can do it. You have to redirect. So instead of always feeling consumed by the things that you have done, first you have to forgive yourself. It's so, so important. That was the key to help me elevate, level up, and become a better person, upgrade my life. I upgraded mentally, emotionally, but also financially and also materialistically. For example, first I was in a shelter, in a small room, then I became a tenant. I got my own apartment. I was in a 2 bedrooms. Now I'm in a 3 bedroom. So every day you grow, every day you become better, you do better, you will feel better. And along the way, for you to achieve all this, you have to help other people. So you cannot be selfish, meaning, of course, you have to practice self care. You have to love yourself. So I'm always into self love, self care. I self analyze, reflect. But you have to be out there and help other people. Like I said in the book, one of my mentors, she said, if you want to have something in life, you have to go and help other people get what they want in life. That's how you achieve. That's one of the key secrets to getting what you want. A lot of people, they just dwell in mentally, always thinking about their problems, their problem. I have bills to pay. I am sick. I am fat. I have haters. And they don't do anything about it. They don't try to change their lives. And God always say, for your life to change, you need to change within yourself what's in there. Think about what you think every single day and change that. Change your habits. Could be one habit daily that you need to change to see your life change just like that. 100 degrees. Maybe it's you not making your bed when you wake up in the morning. Then start doing that. Just one little change, one habit. Maybe you don't do the dishes until late in the evening. Change that one habit and see how it will change your day. How will transform your mood. Maybe, oh, somebody's here. Hey, sister. How are you, beautiful? Thank you. One of my mods. Nice to see you. Alhamdulillah. Thank you for being here, sister. Beautiful. Yeah, maybe you have 30 pounds that you want to lose. Instead of being in your room or staying in your sofa watching Netflix movies after movies or scrolling on your phone, go out in the nature, go out there in the sun, walk for maybe 15 minutes. And time goes so fast. 15 minutes goes so fast. Maybe you can even do 30 minutes. So the first week you do 15 minutes every morning. After you wake up, you brush your teeth, wash your face, clear water, cold water, splash it over you so you can feel refreshed and ready, rejuvenated. And you put your walking shoes and go out there for 20 minutes, walk. It's going to feel good. It's going to be good for your heart, for your mood, for your skin, for your overall health. 20 minutes the first week, and then the second week, add 10 more minutes. That's 30 minutes every day. Walk. Walking is amazing. That has helped me so much in losing weight. You can also be in your room and start dancing, putting on something that is joyful, that cheer you up. It's so important. I lost 30 pounds a few years back just by way, when I would wait once my kid go to sleep and go on my computer. I put YouTube and I put some classic 80s music. I'd be dancing and shaking it. And that's how I lost 30 pounds once. So yes, are you fine? Very good. Good to hear. Good to see. That's how you do it. You need to take actions. One of my mentors, Ed Mallet, that I met in person, by the way, I did a vision board in 2018 in December, and less than 12 months later, I actually met him. And I wrote on my vision board, meet Ed Mallet, because I wanted to thank him for all the wise things that he taught me. So I did the vision board and I put there that I wanted a car, I wanted a brand new house, and I got $400,000 brand new house in Long Island by the water, the marina. I put there that I wanted to travel, to go to different places, and I ended up going to Las Vegas twice. I went to North Carolina, Charlotte. I went to Florida, Orlando. I went to different places. So this is very important. What they say, when you write down things, it will happen. When it's written, it will happen. So do that if you want to lose weight, if you want to change career, if you want to get hired for a new job, if you want to be better at interviewing. Just write down, and write down in the present tense, because our brain doesn't know the difference between present, past, future. So write in, I am losing weight. I am being an amazing neighbor. I am learn I am learning this particular skill. I am speaking fluently Russian. It's like how they say fake it till you make it, but still be authentic and be real. So put it in your mind and visualize it that you're already doing the thing that you want to do. Maybe you want to buy a home. So visualize that you're already in your brand new home and you're smelling the fresh carpet. You're in your brand new kitchen. You see exactly how it looks, how it feels. And that's how you are going step by step towards your dream life. That's what my mentors taught me. Yes. And then you will get rid of your depression when also you realize that people are going through so much worse than you. We have a saying in Islam, my religion is Islam, right? It means submission to the Creator. We have a saying that look to those who are less fortunate than you, who have less than you, and that will make you think, and that will make you realize that you have so much to be grateful for. Yes, having an attitude of gratitude, being thankful every single day. Look in the mirror and smile and say, oh my God, I'm so beautiful. Look at me, I'm so handsome. Thank you. Look, I have teeth, I have eyes, I have a beautiful face, I have ears, I have hair, I have two hands, 2 feet, 2 arms, 2 legs. I have a whole body. Some people have no legs, some people have no arms, some people never thought that one day they would be in a wheelchair. So people went on their motorcycle, riding, having fun with their friends. Next thing you know, bam, crash. Now they in a wheelchair for life. You know, you have to really, really be grateful every single day because one day it could be you. And you know, a lot of people they be ridiculing disabled people, making fun of them, but not realizing one day the tables will turn, like they say, and they're the one that will be in that wheelchair that they were making fun of. I remember a woman that I used to know. She used to go to the same school. I mean, her daughter was in the same school as my son. Now my son is 18. And one day, that lady lost half of her leg. I'm sure this lady never thought in a million years that one day she would be amputated. And that was what? Due to a little infection that went in her foot. Next thing you know, she wakes up from the hospital bed and they have cut her leg. Yeah. So, yes, please, 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 please think about people that have less than you. Be mindful of everything you have in life. You have food in your fridge, you have a roof above your head, you have good friends, real friends, because nowadays you have so many people that are fake, shady, phony, two faced. They will smile in your face, laugh with you, bring you gift, and then next thing you know, these are the same people that talk trash about you behind your back. They were gossiping, lying about you, slandering your name, sabotaging you, pretending to be your friends. There's so many of them like that. So also you need to pray that God keep these type of people far, far away from you because they are everywhere. In your workplace, in your own family, in school, at church, at the mosque, the masjid where Muslims go to pray. These people are everywhere. This is why I stick to myself. My kids knows I don't bring nobody in my house except maybe two or three neighbors, females. I don't bring men in my house. In this apartment, since I've been here in 2021, there's not one man that came here. If I date outside. We go to the restaurant. I never bring men here. And I haven't dated in so long. The only men that entered here with my permission is workers, like maintenance guy, to repair something or to check, do house inspection every year or so. Be very careful who you allow in your circle. People will stab you in the back. People be telling all your business. Next thing you know, you think that that was your friend and she was not your friend. Like a few years back in my previous neighborhood, in my building, I thought one particular lady, she was a friend of me. Hmm. Come to find out, no, she was not my friend. She was just pretending. I don't understand how people can pretend. Oh my God. I don't know how they do this. I can only be me. I can only be myself. I don't know how to pretend to be somebody I'm not. How do they do that? How people do this? Insane. I was so gullible and so naive. Yes, true. Food Farewell. She has an amazing channel, by the way. She does videos, live streamings. Go and subscribe to her channel. That's my sister from another mother, my mom. She said, true, protect your circle. Yes, you have people that are envious of you, jealous of you. So they will do everything to get close to you, but it's not for the good intention that you think. And some people are so good at pretending. I was so, so shocked when I found out that that lady was not my friend. But this little thing that sometimes you can really see, but you are so, because when we as empath and we are givers and we have such a good heart and we think good of everybody else and we think people are like us good with a good heart, good intentions. So, but I did see a few times, few instances where I was like questioning. I'm like, what? What just happened? But then I'm like, oh no, I just overlooked. Yes. So yes, protect your circle. Forgive yourself. Whatever you have done in the past, leave it. It belongs in the past. Like for myself, for my sanity, I had to forgive myself for the bad things I done in the past. But I did it because, of course, I needed the money. I was a mom, I had children to think of, food, diapers to buy. Of course, if it wasn't for my children, I would never have done the webcam. I would never have done that, of course. But you have people that they love it. That's their lifestyle. They like it. But me, no, I never liked it. I was on camera and I was just acting. It was a job. It was for the money so I could buy food and take care of my bills, not to be evicted, not to lose my apartment, not to become homeless again with three children. No, I didn't want that for my kids. But there are people that like to be on drugs, that like to be alcoholic, that like to have certain vices. Some people are addicted to sex. I never was. I was addicted to love, but I looked for love in the wrong places, unfortunately, and I trusted the people that did not have my back, that had the wrong intentions towards me, unfortunately. So yes, this is a topic that I speak of: abusive relationships, toxic, narcissistic, emotional, mental abuse, because it's a real thing. And we are in October. I just realized, yes, we're October. I'm looking at my computer. We're October 5, yes. And it is officially the month of domestic violence, domestic abuse awareness month here in New York. So you will be seeing me on my community tab, posting more about domestic abuse stories, sharing men and women being abused. There was a story that was so shocking, that woman. And then it's always the people that you would never suspect, that you would never expect. So this lady, she was about my height, 5 feet 4, and slim, and you would never suspect. But she was the one being abusive towards her boyfriend. She would burn him with cigarettes. She would slap him, punch him. And the man, oh my Lord, I felt so bad for that man. And he managed to get away from her. Police were involved. It was in England, if I remember. That was the first story I heard. That's my, if you're hearing laughing loud, that's my 18-year-old in his room. That man was in England. There was a lot of domestic abuse in England. I was so shocked. I used to live in England, but when I came to America and I started going on YouTube and I saw the stories, and I started really researching and studying about narcissistic abuse. There's so many cases of domestic abuse in England and here in America. It's the people that you suspect not: church leaders, pastors, priests, policemen, doctors, lawyers, these like high ranking men that would abuse their wives behind closed doors, you would never suspect. And of course, the ladies, they don't want the shame, or maybe they cannot live because of financial needs, so they stay. But in the public eye, they look like perfect family, nothing bad here to see. And after you go on television and you hear, or you look at the newspaper front page news, your next door neighbor butchered his family, his wife and children. Your best friend murders someone. And you're like, wow, I would never have thought, I would never have imagined. That person was so quiet. Oh, that person was so nice to me. I would never have known. Like the man that imprisoned these women. Remember that story? What was her name? Elizabeth Smart, and there was another one, Amanda Berry. You would never have suspected that man, your neighbor, that would be doing that. Unbelievable. Alhamdulillah. Yes. Alhamdulillah. All praise be to God. So, yes. So, my advice, be yourself, be authentic. Don't worry about the haters. Haters gonna hate while we keep elevating, leveling up every day. Oh, you remember that story? Unbelievable. Crazy. Or that story of this couple. Sometimes it's women also. They do this crazy ish. There was a couple. They were like so-called Christian, and they would go around the different towns and cities trying to lure little kids, and they got one little girl like that. And the other story is the man who imprisoned three girls he had inside his home. And one of them, I think she got two babies from him. Oh, there was another crazy story that was in Europe, in one of the European countries. Either Norway or Sweden, one of them. White people, oh my lord. I don't have anything against white people, by the way. I have white people in my own family. Can you hear me, by the way? Because my computer, I see. Let's see. Can you? Okay, yes, you can hear me properly. What I was about to say. The man, oh, that's gonna blow your mind if you don't know that story. So the man, for 24 years, he kidnapped his own daughter and impregnated her at least four, five, six times. She had babies from her own father. Ugh, yuck. And what happened that he built a whole dungeon, a whole hidden room in his, not the attic, not upstairs, down basement. And for years, over 24 years, I think, he was molesting his own daughter, got her pregnant so many times. So some of her children lived upstairs with him and his own wife and her own sisters and brothers. That's a crazy story. Big news. And some of her children stayed with her. And I think the only reason we found out is that one of her children got so sick that went to the hospital. The hospital never had any record of the child, and they started asking questions. Next thing you know, that's the only way that she was rescued. And there was another story of that lady. She has a YouTube channel. She's doing amazing. She had her own podcast. And I think she lives here in New York. No, New Jersey, sorry. New Jersey State. And she's a black woman. And her father also molested her, and she got pregnant by her own father. And all her kids are from her father. Her father is in jail. He was a music producer, I think. He like big names, celebrity singers he was working with, but he was a crazy psychopath. And that's what happened. A lot of these people, they are so narcissistic and they feel like they are like gods and whatever they say goes. But yes, unbelievable, crazy. In this country, there's so many cases, some cases that are not reported, some cases that you will never hear about. You will never know of children being abused, of wives being abused, of husbands being abused. It's like we live in an age, in an era of wickedness, evil, pure evil. That's why we have to speak up. That's why we have to tell. That's why we have to say something. We can't just be silent and ignore because we are being, how you say, accomplice, complicit. Yes. When we don't say anything, it's like we also are doing it, or we just agreeing with it. We are okay with it. That's why I'm always here speaking up. You know me, I always tell it like it is. Doesn't matter. I don't care what people say or think about me or what I say. If it's the truth, facts, you will definitely see it on my page, on my platform, on my YouTube channel. I will speak on it. I will say something. It's because it's in my heart. It's in my blood. Every time I see oppression, injustice, something wrong, it's like I can't help it. I have to say something. I can't just be quiet about it. I know a lot of people are fed up with me talking about crimes, about Palestine, the genocide, but we have to say something. We have to speak up because, when it happens over there, maybe 20, 50 years from now, it will happen over here. Yes. And it's our right to say something, it's our duty to speak up. It is a genocide. They are murdering people, Muslims. They are butchering, slaughtering Muslims right and left, little babies, children, women, elderly, civilians. It's not a war, it's a genocide. It's worse than what happened in Germany with the Holocaust. They are truly in the genocide phase in Palestine. They want to destroy completely. They want to end the lives of all these Muslims. And I think what I heard recently is that they also want to create and build resorts in Gaza. Yes. So there's real estate developers there. It's insane. It's crazy. So please pray for these people, these children. So many of them have lost their parents. So many of them have become orphans. So many of them have lost their children. Some have lost their parents. It's insane. The world we live in today, a lot of wickedness, a lot of bad people, but also a lot of good people out there. And these are my people. These are the people that I want to shout out, that I want to emulate from, that I want to copy, that I want to be close to because they are my people. I love people that are doing good. I love seeing people that are thriving, that are being successful, that are making a difference, that are giving back to the communities, to their communities. Like, for example, I love helping small businesses, local businesses. I love helping my people being skin wise, Black African, Black American. I even, oh yeah, I wanted to show you. I even bought this. I don't know if you can see it. I bought this from a Black American man a few months back, and I just started using it because I had other hair products, but today I use it. It smells so good. So I'm always helping and supporting people. He was in the street. I was walking in the morning near my house, and I saw him. He was selling, so I bought it. So we have to support one another any way we can and never be afraid to give, even if it's $2, $5 to someone. Every time I've been giving people money, I always give homeless people when I have the money. Usually I don't like working with cash, but when I have some change, I always give. And I see it right away, God giving back, give me back twice, three times over what I have given. So never be afraid. I have given to veterans in the street, people begging in the street, in the subway here in New York City. I have given to charities. I used to give a lot of money to different Muslim charities. Even when I was struggling financially, I always spent fisabilillah for the sake of God to help other people, to contribute to someone else's success. And that's what I'm telling you, like earlier I said, this is what this world, this life is about giving back, helping, making a difference. Because you never know, one day you might be in that situation, in that circumstance. I was homeless. I live in three different shelters. One it was in Brooklyn, then the second was in the Bronx, and then in Queens. And then I got the two-bedroom apartment, which was in the Lower East Side, where I lived there for 18 years with my three children. And then I had Eddie, the 12-year-old, there. Well, I had him at the hospital. He's the only one that was born in the hospital. My first three kids, they all home births. I love it. Absolutely love it. And I had a Jamaican midwife. She was the best. Tayoma, I would never forget her name. She's a Jamaican lady. She also gave birth herself at her home, and she loved it. She became a certified nurse, a midwife, and she's been helping Muslim ladies, Christian ladies give birth. So my first daughter, who's 24, I pushed her out. I was on my bed in Brooklyn, and she came out September 2001. And then 3 days later, while I was in my house, cleaning, having breakfast, staring at my beautiful new, brand new baby girl, 9/11 happened. And I started crying, real tears. I was watching TV, the news, and I said, that's it. We're all dying today. It's the end of the world. I truly believe it was the end of the world. So I have a 24-year-old daughter who was born in my apartment in Brooklyn. Then my soon to be 23-year-old, she was born also in an apartment in Brooklyn. It's so funny. I just realized my two daughters, I have two daughters, two boys, girl, girl, boy, boy. My two daughters are born in Brooklyn, and my two sons are born in Manhattan. So my 18-year-old son, Mikael, I named him after the angel Michael, Mikael. He was born in my apartment in Manhattan, and my mom was there. She was pacing up and down, crying. She was so nervous and so concerned. But I gave birth to him in my bathroom. My midwife came. It was like 4 a.m. in the morning. I called her. The father never showed up. I told him I was about to give birth. He never came. That's the one that ended up kidnapping the baby, my son, my 18-year-old. I talk about him in the book, how it happened. That was mind blowing. How it happened. Can you imagine? Every day I'm praying, I'm crying. I don't know where my son is. Every day, and near the end, almost 1 month later, I'm in my bed. I just got up, and something told me go to Brooklyn. And I live in Manhattan, which is a different borough. For those who know New York City, it's five boroughs: Brooklyn, Manhattan, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island. So I live in Manhattan, and God told me, a voice told me, just go to Brooklyn, family court right now. I get dressed, I get there, and I see my ex. But he was without the baby, without my son. I was so, I couldn't believe it, the shock. Because I went there with the intention to file uh, order to get a warrant for his arrest so he can return the baby. And I see him there. And what he was doing there that day, that morning, was trying to get an order of protection against me. Isn't that crazy? I'm the mother of the child that you kidnapped, and you wanted order of protection against me, like I did something to you. That was an insane, unbelievable. But this is why I truly believe in miracles. That was a miracle. So yes, that's how I got my son, and now he's back. He's with me. He's 18. We were together today. We went grocery shopping, and he was telling me, "Mommy, I'm gonna get a job in January." Whew, like they say, finger crossed. I hope he does get a job because I'm tired of giving him money. And he's an adult, In Islam, he's an adult. I shouldn't be giving him money. He should be out there working, making his own. But yes, that's what you do when you're a mother, when you care. You help your kids, even if they are adults. What else I wanted to share with you? I'm going to make a video. There's so many things on my mind. There's ideas, there's new podcasts, there's things I want to read, there's books I want to go through with you. I had a particular channel that's all about book reading. I will post it tomorrow. I'm really tired right now. I have to pray before it's almost midnight, 11:28. I have to pray and I have to get ready for my night job, as you know, or you may not know. I deliver newspapers downtown Manhattan, the New York Times, the Financial Times, the New York Post, the Daily News, the USR newspapers, and some magazines. And I leave usually my house around 1:30, 1 a.m. I'm supposed to get to the warehouse at 2, between 2 and 2:30. Yes. I'm so grateful for that job. And that job I found it. That's why I say the power of social media and going to those websites. So I found a job on Craigslist. I always rely on Craigslist whew, since like 2000. Somebody told me about Craigslist back in 2000. I would say 2008, I think. And ever since, I got from Craigslist free stuff, furniture, brand new furniture, people that just give away stuff. I got my first computer table on Craigslist for free. I had laptop free. I got couch, sofa, lamp, tables for free. All you have to do is grab your shopping cart, take the train, subway, and go grab the stuff. So Craigslist.org, definitely do it. I got my first restaurant supervisor job position through Craigslist years ago. And also I got my first car here in America through Craigslist. So yes, but I'm telling you, Craigslist is an amazing place if you want a job as a secretary in the hotel industry, if you want to buy a car, if you want to sell a car, if you want an apartment, a home, if you want to, what else? If even if you want to become an extra in some movies, you can go use Craigslist. So these are a few things I want to share on my community, things I want to teach you, educate you, because a lot of people don't know about Islam, don't know about things that are happening around the world, because we have been programmed, we have been indoctrinated, brainwashed. It's like things are not as they seem. And a lot of people they live in their little bubble. They've been so distracted. They've been entertained for so long, for so many years, with sports events, with other things that they don't understand the reality of this world. And I want to help as many people as I can before I die, before I go back to my Lord. I want to wake up people to the fact that Islam is not the enemy, even though some people may shout it out loud. I want to tell you, Islam is not the enemy. The enemy of mankind is the evil, wicked people that are lying to you, that are controlling you, that are taking one after the other your rights. These are the enemy, the true enemy. Islam is such a beautiful religion. It's very peaceful and it's completely in alignment with natural laws, divine laws. Islam tells you to be kind. Islam teaches you to be respectful. Islam says to raise your children the right way, be respectful to your parents, obey your parents. Anytime they say something to you to do, do it with a smile, with a good, positive attitude, and realize that they suffered, they made sacrifices for you when you were a kid, unless you were abused by your own parents. But the parents that were good, be kind to them and remember that one day you are going to become old, maybe senile, losing your mind, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer, dementia. Think about that. One day you are going to become old. One day you are probably going to become blind, deaf in one ear, disabled, needing a wheelchair, needing somebody to clean your behind, put you on diapers. Think about that because you never know. One day, like they say, the tables may turn. Maybe you were making fun of somebody, and guess what? Boom, you're in the same position as the person that you were mocking, ridiculing. You never know. That's why you have to be kind, compassionate, forgiving, and treat people the way you want to be treated. And remember, what goes around comes around. Always, always. Okay, I think I'm going to end the live stream unless you have any questions for me. What else do I need to share? Mainly it was about the book and reminding you that I'm here for you. I'm your sister, I'm your friend, I'm your host, Nia-ma. You can call me Nia. This platform is all about elevating, leveling up, being good citizens and good people, just making a difference in people's lives. If you see someone that is in need in the street, if you can help, help them. If you see someone, smile at them, say hi, how are you, have a nice day. You don't flirt, you just say hi, have a nice day, and bye. That's it. I give compliments to men, I give compliments to women. That's it. Because they are human beings. What I see is a soul, just like I am a soul, I'm a spiritual being inside a physical body. That's it. I don't see difference of color. All I see is a human being in front of me. And sometimes I completely forget that I have the hijab, and I would have people staring at me a certain way, looking at me weird, or even mistreating me or being disrespectful. And I keep forgetting it's because of this. But it's okay. I forgive people. I will not return their bad behavior with also being mean to them and disrespectful. No, 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 no. I will stay in my character. Thank you. Thank you, my brother. Good night, sister. May Allah keep you and all your family healthy. Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for being here and for commenting. Thank you. Yeah, you can tell I'm a little tired. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, radiate, rise, reclaim. That's my slogan for my new business. I'm trying to start the merchandise. I have a few items. I have some products. I have mugs. I have t-shirt, tote bags, pen, notepad, cap. What else? I think it's about it. And I want to grow my brand, self love, so I can teach people, I can inspire people out there, I can empower survivors and victims of domestic abuse. Because if I did it, if I managed to escape, if I got out, you can do it too. When I left my ex toxic husband, narcissistic, abusive partner in 2019, I was shaking. We had bought a brand new house, like I said earlier, $400,000 house by the sea, my my dream home. So I had to leave it. I was shaking, but I was packing quickly my stuff. I even forgot stuff in one of the bathrooms. We had two bathrooms, four bedrooms, two-story house, and I left that life. I left that dream house because I wanted my safety, my security, my kids' safety. So I put myself first. And you have to do the same thing when you are in an abusive relationship, in a toxic marriage. You have to think about you. You have to become selfish. Yes, that particular instance, you need to think about you. Just like how they say in an airplane, first you take care of your oxygen mask and then you help the next door passenger. So think about you. You come first. Because if you're not healthy, if you're not happy, if you don't have peace, how are you going to take care of your children or your child or your parent if you have old parent to take care of? If you are in an abusive marriage, you are in the wrong place. If you are in a toxic environment, you need to leave. You need to be sane mentally, emotionally. You know, narcissistic abuse will end up creating diseases: lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, chronic illness, cancer, brain damage, skin with rash, pimple. You don't know. So please, if you are in a toxic environment, if you are in an abusive marriage, if you are with a boyfriend that hates you, that blames you, that criticizes you for everything, that gaslighting you, manipulating, controlling your every move, telling you what to do, even if you're an own adult, doesn't want you to have friends, doesn't want you to work, or wants your money every time you work, every income you have to give him paychecks. All that is part of being abused. A person that wants to change you, mold you into something that you are not. Every time you feel like You're on age, walking on eggshells. Please, that is abuse. You shouldn't be there. You are not supposed to tolerate bad behavior. Abuse is unacceptable. You don't deserve it. So leave, but be safe. Even while you are planning on leaving, tell someone that you trust, prepare, plan, be wise. Never ever tell your abuser you're about to leave. Never, because that's when it will get worse. And you might never, even not being able to leave at all. You might be buried 6 feet under. So, in silence, move in silence. Don't tell him or her you plan to exit the relationship. Get a side job. Start finding ways to earn extra cash. Put it somewhere safe. If you know someone that you can trust, give that money to them. They be like your bank account, your personal bank account. Have a safe somewhere and have money. So when the time is right to get out, to leave, you are financially independent. A lot of these abused victims, the main reason, the number one reason they cannot leave, they cannot get out of the abusive marriage, of the abusive relationship is because of financial issues, hardships. They are not able. And some of them are scared to just get out, be on their own. But you have to remember, you are never on your own. There's so many groups out there. You can reach out. There's a hotline to call, 911 if you live in America, 999, I think it's if you live in England. I used to live in England. I loved it so much. I lived in London. I lived in Manchester. Hey, Bob. Bob, my brother from another mother. One of my other mods, my amazing mods. Now we're just missing Amatur Rahman, my other mod, beautiful sister. Bob says, Bob Robinson, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To learn with Nia and to all of the Ummah. Yay! Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. So glad to see you, Bob, my brother. Thank you so much for being here. It's almost the end of the live stream. I was reading from my book at the very beginning to share my story so people can get to know me a little better, know who I am, what I've been through. Yes, I'm doing good, just a little tired. Let me, where's my water? I have my water. Oh, it's on. I can take from the gallon. It's on my table. I talked for an hour, 37 minutes, so now my throat is kind of dry. Bismillah. I have a gallon of water. I take it with me. It's in the car. So I use it to make wudu, ablution, to pray. As soon as I finish my newspaper route before sunrise, I do ablution and I drink the water. Ah, I mentioned about my book. I mentioned about another book. So this is the book that I co-author. I mentioned about this amazing book for my ladies, sisters out there, winning her business. And I talk about this amazing hair product, how I'm always ready to support local businesses. And this was an African American guy in the street selling products, and I bought it. What else? What else? I mentioned about some crazy stories that happened to women. I talk about how men also are being abused by their partner, female partners, and it's crazy. It's happening in England. It's happening in America. What else I talked about? I talk about the platform here, my channel, where I'm here to mainly help people elevate, level up, be the best version of themselves. But I'm also here to spread the beauty, the beautiful message of Islam, of course, my religion, Bob's faith as well. And there's a brother who was here or who's still here. I don't know how to say the name. Spiro House. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. And I'm here to bring some laughter. I'm here to share some truth about what's happening around the world, about Palestine, Gaza, the genocide, oppression, injustice, and also in Sudan, which is in Africa, how so many people are being abused, oppressed. I think there's even cases of sexual abuse. We live in a world where a lot of evil, but there's a lot of good people out there also. That's what I was saying. A lot of good people out there. And these are my people I was saying earlier. And these are the people that I love, that I care about, and that I want to emulate from. I want to be copying from, following, anything that is good, that they're sharing, that they're teaching. I want also to learn from because it's always beneficial. That's it. That's it. Anybody commenting? No, no more comments. Okay, I'm gonna have to go. It's almost midnight. I need to do my night prayer, my salah in Arabic. Salah is 4 rakas, so it's 4 units. Standing, sitting down, standing, sitting down. In Islam, we pray 5 times a day, and pray is simply your personal conversation with God. That's what praise is. And pray takes about 5-10 minutes. That's it. 5 times a day, you get to be with God 10 minutes, and He gives you 24 hours, and He's asking you only 5 times. Come talk to me. Come be with me. Come ask me anything you want in life. That's why we pray as Muslims. Just like how the Bible for Christians says, pray and never cease, meaning never stop to pray. Muslims, we are the same. We do pray all day long. We have to have this connection, this communication, this bond with our Creator. Because without Him, we wouldn't be here. Of course, our parents, they're the one that came together, procreated, and then we came about. But it's by the will of God. Trillions of sperms, and boom, one egg come together, and there we are. Here we are, born, fetus, embryo, and we become fully formed human being. Even in the Quran, our book, it talks about in details how the human being is formed in his mother, in her mother womb, is developing. And that's something that is so miraculous because nobody knew that back in Arabia, 7th century, how the human being was developing inside the mother womb. Only Muslims knew that back then, more than 1400 years ago. So this is why we Muslims say that truly Quran is from God and God created only, because no human being knew that. Guess what? Nobody had a telescope, microscope, none of this equipment that we have nowadays, 21st century, to look inside and know how a human being is formed. And the Quran teaches you and tells you exactly that. This is why I truly believe Islam is the truth. Islam is from God. There's no God worthy to be worshipped but Allah. He is the creator of Adam and Eve. He created them above 7 heavens, in heaven, in paradise. He made them dwell there, and He told them you can pick anything you want, eat from anywhere except one particular tree. Adam listened to the Satan, the devil, Lucifer, whatever you want to call him, Shaitan in Arabic, that tricked him over a period of many years. One day, him and his wife came, Adam and Eve, and they touched the tree and they ate from it. And all of a sudden, they realized their nakedness, and they were running, finding tree leaves to hide, to cover themselves. And that's how man sinned for the first time, our father Adam. But guess what? He asked forgiveness. He repented, him and his wife, our mother, blessed mother Eve, and they were both forgiven. So don't believe that lie that we are born with the original sin from our parents. A brand new baby is sinless. He hasn't done nothing. She hasn't done anything. Adam and Eve sinned. They were forgiven. They repented. Okay? When we are born, brand new baby, we have done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Yes. Very true. Very good. There is no God but Allah, but God, the creator of heaven and earth. And Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his messenger. That's true. We Muslims believe that. He started with Adam, the first man. He was the first prophet of God. And then he had his sons that were prophets. He had Moses, Jesus, Abraham, Noah, Lot, Ismail, Isaac, so many of them. They were prophets of God and they came for their people. Only one came for the whole humanity until the last day, and that is Muhammad. And he's prophesied in the Bible, in the Hebrew original Bible. He's prophesied in some Hindu scriptures. And a lot of people knew that he was coming in the distant future. And he came to teach us to have good manners, to perfect good behavior, good character. And we have to be decent human being, have integrity, have compassion, love, and forgive. He taught us to forgive. Yes, Muhammad. He forgave all the people that wanted to kill him. He forgot the people that hurt him. His own relatives, some of his tribes tried to murder him, and he forgave them. Some children were throwing rocks at him until his feet bled. Blood was coming out of his feet. And he forgave those little kids, and he even forgave the adults that sent those kids to attack him, to abuse him physically. Can you imagine? You have to be somebody with the utmost, the highest level of forgiveness. Look at us. First thing somebody say bad about us, and we start cursing them. He was so forgiving, so patient. And this is why God sent him. He's the best of humanity. We have to emulate him, his example, his sunnah. So go out there, learn more about this man because he came for you. He came to teach you about God, about the hereafter life that is coming, that is true, that is the real life. This life here is just a test, testing ground. We are in an examination room right now. Every day, we're being tested with our kids, our parents, our friends, our neighbors, our co-workers, our employers, our politicians doing crazy things. We are being tested right and left. How you decide to act, how you decide to behave, how you decide to respond, that will make you or break you. That will make the difference. Be kind, forgive, move on. Let God take care of the rest. Do your part, take action, massive, immediate action, like my mentor Ed Mallet taught me. You want to change your life? You know you have to do something. You know exactly what you have to do. So do it. Stop making excuses, okay? Your life can change, but you have to change what's inside here first. So stop blaming other people for your problems. Take responsibility, take accountability for the things you chose to do or the thing you didn't choose to do. Sometimes inaction is also action. Making that choice not to do what you're supposed to do, that is the decision you made. So just remember that. I love you very much. I'm about to go. All right, this is Nia signing out. Oh yeah, I wanted to let you know I'm going to start doing more of my French and Spanish videos. I used to do a lot of them, but I stopped for a while. So, hablo espagnol et je parle français, donc je vais faire des vidéos en français. And yes, that's about it for tonight. Thank you so much for coming onto the live streams. I love you so much. I appreciate you. I'm here thanks to you. It's because of you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bob. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Love you. Until next time, stay blessed, stay inspired, keep counting your blessings, write down your goals, go out there and make a difference in one person's lives. Okay? I love you. Bye. Sayonara. Bye.